You forgetting something? You have to hit me so it looks like you escaped. Maybe I can play dead.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Son of a cow, that hurts!
On paper, Ari and the Secret of Seasons seems like a winning formula. Plucky young protagonist full of charm and wonder? Check. Magical setting with a fresh take on the fantasy concept? You bet. Then finally, and perhaps most importantly, a cool central hook for gameplay to help provide a unique take on action and exploration? Well, in theory. The problem with this Zelda-esque 3D puzzle platformer is that all of this just isn't well executed, largely due to an overall lack of polish. Ari and the Secret of Seasons could have been a fun adventure, but it needed much longer in the oven. As it is now, it feels like a game that should have released at the beginning of the PS2's life cycle as opposed to the end of the PlayStation 4's. I'm Aaron from Console Deals, now let's get into why.
Flynn? Flynn! You're not dead after all!
It all seems promising at first. You play as the titular Ari, or Ariel to use her full name, happy to spend her days playing make-believe within the comfort of her bedroom, until one day her brother mysteriously goes missing and a rapid change of the seasons forces her to discover what's going on. The setup isn't earth-shattering by any means, but then it doesn't have to be, and it isn't long before you're slashing at anthropomorphic raccoons and hyenas with your wooden sword in a bid to become Valdi's hero. Combat is a simple case of hammering the square button when up close to enemies, countering whenever they begin to flash, or rolling out of the way entirely. It's very much baby's first Batman Arkham Asylum in this regard, though an extra layer of added depth, if you can call it that, comes into effect thanks to what are known as Solstice powers. These are fueled by Ari's ability to control all the different seasons and are activated by clicking in R3 to deploy a unique effect such as a fire blast or shrouding yourself in ice temporarily for added protection. As you can probably already tell by the game's name, the seasons very much play an important role in this way. Ari herself is the daughter of Valdi's Winter Guardian, and you'll begin your journey with the power to control the ice elements. At first this means simply summoning a Winter Season Sphere to cross simple pathways, but eventually it can be used to freeze waterfalls as necessary or create ice steps that enable you to escape. It's a small taste of what should have been a cool mechanic the entire game is built upon, but creating these season spheres quickly grows to become unspectacular. Not helping this is the way that each seasonal power is dished out to you. You see, the land of Valdi is split up into several regions all used to a particular season. But when the game's opening cataclysmic event forces these seasons to change, however, the residents are in your need. You start with the power to control ice as mentioned thanks to your father's Winter Crystal, but this is all you have for the first 25% of the game. You eventually gain the Summer Crystal as the story swerves and alters, using it for a bit before the other two are thrust upon you around the midpoint. Sure, using each seasonal sphere functions much the same, but this does nothing to aid the incredibly odd pacing. The story that Ari and the Secret of Seasons sets you on, while derivative of other young hero tropes, actually did a pretty good job at keeping me engrossed. What starts out as a simple journey to find out what's causing the changing of the seasons eventually turns into something else entirely, and though the models of characters are animated rather stiffly at times, they are well voice acted and endlessly charming in their dialogue. The game was created by a little known developer called Exene in Belgium, which makes sense considering its distinctly European look and feel. The various regions of Valdi you'll visit on this 6 to 8 hour adventure all feel fresh thanks to the differing enemy types present in each and the unique seasonal hazard they just so happen to be suffering from. But from a general presentation aspect, there's no hiding the fact that Ari and the Secret of the Seasons suffers a lot. Environment textures lack detail, pop-in is a common sight, and draw distance is often poor. This just doesn't look like a current gen game, and though graphics aren't everything, it definitely hindered my ability to stay invested in this world. Luckily, as already alluded to, the story and characters sometimes can make up for it, but the technical hiccups unfortunately don't stop there. You'll notice almost immediately when first loading up Ari and the Secret of the Seasons just how poorly optimised a game it is. I played it on PS4 for this review, where the load times can range from painfully long to outright egregious. It's not uncommon to be undertaking a simple side mission that involves, say, taking one key item from one location to the other, only to be forced to wait between 30 and 45 seconds for where you just were. Playing through the entirety of the game requires a lot of patience in this way. Then there's the world map, which can't be accessed with just a simple tap of the touchpad, oh no. It must instead be found in the pull screen's second tab, meaning you're always forced to stop the action to see where you are and where you should be going. It's just not convenient. Ori and the Secret of the Seasons could have been a fun 3D adventure in the style of Zelda to really celebrate this template before the current console generation comes to an end. Unfortunately, however, a clear lack of time, money and resources all result in an experience that can in moments be fun, but is so rough around the edges I couldn't help but notice its flaws and all the way it could have been improved. The game isn't broken by any means, but it won't leave you feeling as plucky or as hopeful as its central hero by the time it reaches its end. We give Ori and the Secret of Seasons a 2 out of 5.
The legendary warrior stands expressionless, impassive, and alone.